Hello, my name is Edwin Rutsch, and I'm the director of the Empathy Center located here in beautiful Santa Barbara, California. The center's mission is to build the empathy movement and to raise the level of empathy in society through education and community building initiatives.
And my name is Anita Nowak. I teach at McGill University, and I'm the author of Purposeful Empathy, a book that invites readers to turn up the volume of empathy in their lives.
And at the beginning of 2024, Anita and I co-hosted the Empathy Summit, brought to you by the Empathy Center, and more than 40 authors of books about empathy participated.
They shared what their book was about, why they were motivated to write it, and what they hope readers will take away. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you'll buy their book.
So our next speaker is Kyra Mesich. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And Kyra is on a mission to help sensitive people create peace of mind and harmony in their lives. And she is the author of Strength of Sensitivity, Understanding Empathy for a Life of Emotional Peace and Balance. And the floor is yours, Kyra.
Oh, hi, Edwin. First of all, I want to thank you for creating the Empathy Center and for doing this wonderful summit. I really respect what you're trying to do with the Empathy Center. And my name is Dr. Kyra Mesich, so you're really close, really close. And I'm the author of The Strength of Sensitivity. In regard to your Empathy Center, well, I think I'm looking down because I want to make sure I say your mission correctly. You're reaching for a world where mutual empathy guides human interactions, fostering understanding, connection, and care. Wonderful, right? That's where our world is headed. That's what we need to do. And so it's people like you and everybody on this summit that is vital for where our humanity, right, is heading if we're going to survive, right? If we're going to survive on this planet. I wrote my book, The Strength of Sensitivity, for those people who are already programmed toward your mission, for empathic and highly sensitive people. So the subtitle of my book is Understanding Empathy for a Life of Emotional Peace and Balance. Because as a highly sensitive, empathic person, the reason you needed to form a center is because that's not quite the norm yet, right? Unfortunately, in our world, people who are highly sensitive and have a great deal of empathy often find just their existence in this chaotic, unbalanced world to be quite uncomfortable, if not downright painful. So why did I write this book? Well, of course, I'm one of those people, right? I'm a sensitive soul, and I was very, very empathic, but I didn't understand what that meant. So what I did in order to try to understand myself and my family was I got a doctoral degree in clinical psychology. And after all those years of schooling and an internship, I knew no more about sensitivity and empathy. In fact, I was worse off because now I was supposed to know, right? I had a doctoral degree. So now I was supposed to know a little bit more about what made me tick. And I was supposed to be compassionate, right, with clients. I was supposed to show them empathy. Yet my own empathy was causing me pain because it was sometimes overwhelming and felt out of my control at times. Highly sensitive people, empathic people in our society, when they live from the mind and when they're surrounded by a lot of unbalance and unhappiness, sensitive people tend to be very prone to anxiety, depression, extremely low self-esteem, career confusion, and also tremendous feelings of overwhelm, which can lead to physical things like migraines, autoimmune disorders. But those are the type of people who will say, oh, I can't go to the mall today. No way. There's too many people. I'm going to get overwhelmed and completely sucked dry. Those are also the type of people who naturally end up in empathic, caring, careers, right? They're going to be our social workers, our EMTs, our teachers, people like me, counselors, healers, psychotherapists, things like that. And so it was very important to me to write this book to help all of us who are sensitive, empathic souls understand ourselves better and know that we do not have to be uncomfortable. We don't have to adapt ourselves to what seems like this uncaring world. We need to be who we are. And that's what you're doing with the center, right, Edwin? You're being truly who you are. What we need to do is understand ourselves from all levels. Physical. So physically, it's been demonstrated with fMRIs that sensitive people, and I'm using, just to be clear, I'm using sensitivity and empathy is really the same thing. Sensitive people are empathic people. So it's been shown with fMRIs that there's literally more blood flow in the brain when a sensitive empathic person, when a highly sensitive person sees a stimulus, particularly another person. There is more activity in our nervous system. So there's literally more reactivity going on, or more high processing going on in our system. So that's the physical component. So we just need to know that's how we are. Can't change that. That's who we are. Now there's the emotional side of being an empathic, sensitive person. What that means is that we're already wired to want to get along with other people, to be cooperative. And we're already wired to be a little bit more heart-centered in the way we view the world. We want harmony. That should never, ever, ever be considered a weakness, right? Never. I don't care who you work for. I don't care what they say their sales goals are or things like that. That is a tremendous strength. And we need to recognize that and be proud that we have that approach to life. Now, there's a whole other side to who we are, which is the energetic side of who we are. So people say mind, body, spirit, right? Those are words that just get flown out. But what does that spirit side really mean? That is our energetic, subconscious, all those parts of who we are that we can't really measure as well. They're not as tangible. But that's not woo-woo. We have a magnetic field. Everybody knows that. We get EKGs and things like that. We live in a world where we're constantly surrounded. How are we on Zoom right now? We don't really, most of us don't understand how all of this invisible energy works. So humans are no different. We have all of this energetic component, this side to who we are. And if we don't incorporate that, if we don't understand that about ourselves, then there's a whole percentage of who we are. That's the part that's really causing a lot of the pain or the discomfort of being an empathic person if we don't understand that. So what I help people understand is that you need to acknowledge all sides of who you are. And so some type of meditation practice, right? Some type of going within to truly honor who you are. Let me step back 1 second and say, like, for example, empathic people truly care about other people. Empathic people are terrible about caring for themselves. So that's what part of this energetic component is. You need to take care of yourself as an empathic person if you're going to be functional and be able to truly demonstrate to the world your compassion, your great heart, and that you're a healthy, balanced person. So a meditation practice is great. Really going ahead and doing all that self-awareness. What did you take on from other people? What did you absorb from your family? What negative beliefs? What low self-esteem? What did you take on from other people? It's not yours. That's the risk of being an empathic person, taking on other people's stuff. We all do it to a degree with our parents, with our families, with our buddies when we're growing up, with messages from television and society, but we don't have to. And that's when we start to get empowered as a sensitive person, a sensitive empathic person, is that we don't have to live the status quo the way that it seems we do. We don't have to accept other people's beliefs. We don't have to be uncomfortable. We don't have to go to that party if we don't want to. just because people might say, oh, come on, it'll be fun. If you know your energy tank is low, if you know you're tired, and if you know it's not good for you that day, say no, don't do it. Those are parts of honoring yourself as a sensitive person. So what I hope people and readers would get out of this book is a completely new and different way of taking care of themselves and honoring themselves as empathic, sensitive people. And I think my time is about up. If people need to contact me, it's drkyra.com, drkyra.com. And you can email me at drkyra@gmail.com. And I thank you once again. I really appreciate you guys doing this summit. And I completely support your work.
Thank you, Kyra, for taking part and supporting our work, and for mentioning the Empathy Center here, which is behind me.